Is Viktor Gyökeres Arsenal's answer to a Premier League Golden Boot winner? I'm Halftime Hawks, and I'm going to be talking a bit about why I think Viktor Gyökeres will be a game changer for Arsenal after watching his display against Villareal. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a lovely day. And I just want to talk a bit about Viktor Gyökeres, and I'm going to be talking a lot about him as the season goes on. So, we've just watched him, have his debut start for Arsenal against Villareal. Unfortunately, he didn't get the goal that we all would have loved as Arsenal fans, and unfortunately, we didn't win the game, as I'm sure we all would have loved as Arsenal fans. However, it is just a pre-season friendly, so I don't think too much actually hedges on the result. So now, I saw a lot of positive things from Viktor Gyökeres during the game. For example, he made a lot of runs, both with and without the ball, into the box exactly where we want him. He's strong. There was a lot of duels that he won. There was a lot of hold-up play I saw that I liked. Bringing in other players. He was truly a menace. And let's not pretend like you guys didn't see defeat. Because defeat was what a lot of people were trying to say that he does not have. But we all saw, he drifted out to the left. Martinelli came a bit inside. Martinelli passed it out to him on the right. Drove, bang, rifled the shot. Yeah? We all saw when he skipped past the defender, came in, tried to cut the ball into the box. Unfortunately, it didn't beat the man. There was a lot of times where he actually got the ball into the box and it didn't beat the man. Him running into the box and one thing that I picked up on that I thought was like, oh, okay, the ball came through and really and truly, both Saka and Gyökeres could have gone for this ball. But Saka saw Gyökeres and he was like, you know what? I trust you. I can leave it to you, yeah? Gyökeres charging, gets onto the ball, snapshot with his right foot, keeper saves it. Now, look, he wasn't as involved in the game as like a Jesus would be, a Marino would be, even to a degree a Havertz would be. But that's because Viktor Gyökeres has not come to Arsenal to play the false nine. We're clearly changing the way the striker role plays at Arsenal. Viktor Gyökeres shows that alone. Don't get me wrong, he's still going to have all of the, I guess you could say, the duties that's expected of the striker at Arsenal. And I think that you saw that. His pressing is insane. He doesn't give any of the defenders time on the ball, the goalkeeper any time on the ball. So when we're playing those teams that like to play out from the back, he is going to be a problem. He's going to be part of breaking that down. He's going to be part of us winning the ball back as high up the pitch as possible. He's putting pressure on everyone in that back line whenever he can. And I think that's something that Mikel Arteta will take away from this game and go, you know what? On the ball, you did good. Obviously, you didn't get the goal, but it is what it is. But you're off the ball, really impressed with it. And we all know as Arsenal fans, the way that you really get into Arteta's good books is the work that you do off the ball. So look, he didn't score, but we all know he's going to score goals. Do you know what I mean? We all know he's going to score goals. Like, I don't want to make any comparisons, but if you look at other strikers that have come to Arsenal, they haven't always started off on the best of foots. Look at Dennis Bergkamp. He didn't start off on the best of foots, but then he went on to do mad things. Thierry Henry, he didn't start off on the best of foots, but when the fire clicked, when it clicked for Henry, goal, 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 goal. So for me, it's not so much about Viktor Gyökeres didn't score in that one-off preseason. Like, don't get me wrong, people. If there's people out there that want to, really isolate it like that and only focus on that game and go, oh, you've got a 97 goal striker that didn't score in that one game. And I think he played about 60 odd minutes. Okay, cool. I don't know what to tell you. But I'm not here to entertain that. That is not what I am going to be doing. But what I do know is, from the way that he played, bearing in mind it's the first time he started for us, and he himself is still going through pre-season. He's only been in 2 pre-season games. He hasn't even played 90 minutes in total. And that's what I'm happy with that. That he showed me striker play. He showed me what a striker is meant to do in a game. And I think Arsenal fans, we should be happy with that. We, instead of looking in isolation going, oh, but you didn't score, and going into agendas and narratives, we should be looking at how he actually played across the 60 minutes and go, okay, I see how he's going to fit into this team going forward. And also bearing in mind, for 45 minutes or so of that, maybe, wait, I'm thinking, no, it was actually longer than that. So for the whole time he was on, he had Martinelli on the left, who had a horrible game, and he had Saka on the right, who had a horrible game. He had Nwaneri behind him, who, I mean, let's be honest, it was a bit of chaos, but it's not like he was always actively trying to find Gyökeres. Like, he wasn't looking for Gyökeres. He didn't try and play through Gyökeres nowhere near as much as he could. Like, I can't recall off the top of my head when Nwaneri picked up the ball and just tried to thread through a pass for Gyökeres to run onto. So it's not like he had the super creativity around him. Saka on a few occasions tried to cut it back, but our final ball in the game against Villareal, it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. So I'm not going to hold that against him. I'm not going to look at the game in isolation, but I'm going to look at some of the positives, and I'm going to kind of foresee when he's fully match fit and in his zone and has played like 5 to 10 games back to back, he's going to be very problematic. And one thing that I think he will solve is Arsenal haven't really had someone that's like scoring 20 plus goals a season. He's going to solve that. He will score 20 goals in the Premier League. Mark my words, Viktor Gyökeres will score 20 goals minimum in the Premier League. And I think Arteta's system will facilitate that, because we create a lot of chances. People say that we don't create, but we create a lot of chances. Last season, I mean, look, it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? We had a bad season. But if you look at the season before, where we wasn't really playing too different, well, we broke our goal scoring record. So if we can break our goal scoring record without Viktor Gyökeres, we're definitely going to do something mad with Viktor Gyökeres. So look, people, looking forward, yeah, and what is next for Viktor Gyökeres, it's get him to start again in the Athletic game. The next Emirates Cup game, get him to start. Maybe this time try starting Madueke on the left and Saka on the right. Or maybe start the game with Zubamendi, Rice and Erdegaard as the midfield three and Gyökeres up top. Or maybe start the game with Havertz just behind him. Or maybe even try playing a 4-4-2 and just see how it works. But you have to get more creative people around him. Like, he had a midfield of Nwaneri, Norgard and Marino. There's no creativity there. There's dynamism and combativeness, but there's not creativity. So I'm gonna leave you lot with a question, and I'll be very interested to know what your answer is. Can Viktor Gyökeres this season outscore Erling Haaland, Alexander Isak, Ollie Watkins. It's seeming like Benjamin Šeško is coming to the Premier League, so I'll dash him in there as well. Benjamin Šeško. Let me know what you think. Do you think Gyökeres is going to be a star signing for Arsenal? I think he will be, but let me know your thoughts. And yeah, just let me know what your overall thoughts on his appearance in the game was. What did you like? What didn't you like? All of that good stuff. I'm really trying to find out more opinions on Viktor Gyökeres. And obviously, on the way out, make sure you're liking and make sure you're subscribing. And go and check out my fan cam if you haven't seen it already. Yeah? Dowman really did steal the show.